May can feel like the perfect month to get tomatoes into the soil. The days are brighter, the beds are warming, and garden centers are full of strong-looking seedlings that make it tempting to plant quickly and hope for the best. But tomatoes are sensitive plants, especially during the first few weeks after planting. A small mistake with timing, soil preparation, watering, spacing, or transplant depth can affect how well the roots settle in, how steadily the plant grows, and how much energy it has later for flowers and fruit. In this Smart Gardening video, we'll look closely at 7 common mistakes people make when planting tomatoes in May, not with panic and not with exaggerated advice, but through practical gardening knowledge, field observation, and the kind of details that often separate struggling tomato plants from steady, productive ones. Because good tomato growing is not about rushing the season. It is about understanding what the plant needs at the exact moment it goes into ground. Number 1 mistake is planting tomatoes before the soil is warm enough. In May, the air can feel warm enough for tomatoes long before the soil is truly ready. That is where many gardeners get caught. They step outside on a sunny afternoon, feel the heat on their arms, and assume the garden bed is warmed all the way down where tomato roots will live. But tomatoes respond more to root zone temperature than daytime comfort. If the soil is still cool, newly planted tomatoes may sit in place for days or even weeks, looking alive but not really growing. This mistake is common because May weather can be uneven. One week may feel like summer, while the next brings cool nights, heavy rain, or chilly wind. When tomatoes are planted into cold, damp soil, the roots absorb nutrients more slowly. Phosphorus uptake may be limited, early root growth can stall, and the plant may develop a slightly purple tint on the lower leaves. You may also notice pale growth, drooping after cool nights, or seedlings that simply refuse to size up. The better approach is to check the soil, not just a calendar. If possible, wait until the soil feels consistently warm and nighttime temperatures are settled. A simple soil thermometer is useful, but even careful observation helps. Raised beds and dark mulch often warm faster, while heavy clay stays cool longer. If conditions are borderline, harden plants off gradually, plant on a mild day, and protect them from cold nights. The next mistake begins right at planting depth, where many tomato plants either struggle or quietly build strength. Number 2 mistake is planting tomatoes too shallow. This is one of those quiet mistakes that does not always look serious on planting day, but it often shows up later in the form of weaker establishment. Many beginners place a tomato transplant into the hole at the exact same depth it sat in the nursery pot, cover the root ball, and stop there. That works for some crops, but tomatoes are different. Their stems can produce additional roots when buried, and that extra rooting can make a noticeable difference in early stability and water uptake. Gardeners usually make this mistake because it feels safer not to bury the stem. If the seedling is tall or a little leggy from being grown indoors, they may worry that planting deeper will stress it. In reality, a healthy tomato transplant often benefits from having the lower portion of the stem set below the soil line, especially in May when weather can still swing between warm days and drying winds. When tomatoes are planted too shallow, they may become top-heavy, dry out faster, and struggle more during windy afternoons. You might notice a thin stem rocking in the breeze, a plant that wilts quickly between waterings, or slower new growth after transplanting. A better method is to remove the lowest leaves and bury a good portion of the stem, keeping only the upper healthy foliage above ground. Water the planting hole well, firm the soil gently, and give the roots a few days to settle. Once depth is right, the next issue usually appears above ground: how closely those plants are spaced. Number 3 mistake is crowding tomato plants too close together. In May, tomato seedlings often look small enough to tuck closely into a bed, especially when garden space is limited. A row may seem almost empty after planting, and it is tempting to squeeze in 1 or 2 extra plants. But tomatoes rarely stay modest for long. Once the soil warms and the roots begin feeding steadily, each plant needs room for airflow, sunlight, staking, watering, and harvesting. This mistake usually comes from judging the plant by its transplant size instead of its mature growth habit. A compact seedling in a nursery tray may become a wide, branching plant by midsummer. Indeterminate tomatoes especially can stretch upward and outward, while even many determinate varieties still need enough space for leaves to dry after rain or irrigation. When tomatoes are planted too closely, the lower leaves often stay damp longer. That can increase pressure from common leaf diseases, especially where soil splashes upward during watering or rain. Crowding also shades the inner parts of the plant, which may reduce flowering in hidden areas and make pruning or pest inspection harder. You may notice tangled stems, yellowing lower leaves, poor air movement, or fruits hidden deep inside thick foliage. A better approach is to space tomatoes according to variety, support system, and local humidity. Caged or sprawling plants usually need more room than carefully pruned and trellis plants. Leave enough space to walk, water at the base, and see what is happening inside the canopy. A tomato bed that looks slightly open in May often becomes much easier to manage in July. And once spacing is handled, the next mistake is usually waiting in the soil itself. Number 4 mistake is adding too much fertilizer at planting time. Tomato seedlings may often look like they need a strong push. After weeks in small pots, they may seem a little pale, slightly stretched, or slow to take off. So it feels natural to add a generous handful of fertilizer into the planting hole and expect faster growth. The problem is that young tomato roots are not ready for a heavy dose of nutrients all at once. This mistake usually comes from good intentions. Gardeners want sturdy plants, dark leaves, and early flowers, but too much fertilizer near tender roots can create stress instead of strength. High nitrogen levels may encourage leafy growth before the root system is established, while concentrated fertilizer can irritate roots if it is placed directly against them. In some soils, overfeeding early can also delay flowering because the plant keeps investing energy into foliage. The signs can be subtle at first. You may see very dark green leaves, soft fast growth, curl leaf edges, or plants that look large but produce fewer early flower clusters. In other cases, seedlings may stall after planting because the roots are adjusting to a strong nutrient zone around them. A steadier approach is to improve the soil before planting with finished compost, then use a balanced tomato fertilizer according to the label. Mix amendments into the surrounding soil rather than leaving a concentrated pocket under the roots. Once the plant begins active new growth, feeding can be adjusted more carefully. Healthy tomatoes need nutrition, but in May, they also need patience. The next mistake is closely connected, because even perfect fertilizer cannot help roots sitting in poorly managed water. Number 5 mistake is watering tomatoes shallowly after planting. After planting tomatoes in May, many gardeners water just enough to darken the top of the soil. From above, the bed looks cared for. The surface is damp, the plant looks refreshed, and it feels like the job is done. But tomato roots need moisture deeper down, especially during the first stage of establishment, when the plant is trying to anchor itself into surrounding soil. This mistake often happens because new transplants look delicate. People give them frequent little drinks, thinking they are being gentle. The problem is that shallow watering encourages roots to stay near the surface, where soil dries quickly under May sun and wind. When the upper layer dries, the plant may wilt even though deeper soil remains unused. Over time, this can lead to weaker root development and more uneven growth. The signs are usually easy to spot in the afternoon. Leaves may droop during warm hours, then recover by evening. The soil may look moist on top, but feel dry just a few inches below. In containers or raised beds, the plant may need water again sooner than expected because the moisture never reached the full root zone. A better method is to water slowly and deeply right after planting, allowing moisture to move through the planting hole and into the surrounding bed. Then let the soil surface begin to dry slightly before watering again. Mulch can help reduce evaporation once the soil has warmed. The goal is not constant wetness, but steady moisture where roots are actually growing. And once watering is balanced, the next mistake often comes from leaving tomato plants unsupported for too long. Number 6 mistake is waiting too long to support tomato plants. In May, tomato plants can look too small to need a cage, stake, or trellis. A young transplant may stand upright on its own, with just a few leaves and a flexible stem. Because of that, many gardeners tell themselves they will add support later once the plant gets bigger. The trouble is that tomatoes can grow quickly after they settle in, and waiting too long often makes support harder and more disruptive. This mistake is common because early growth can be deceptive for the first week or two after planting. The tomato may focus quietly on root recovery. Then, once warmer soil and steady moisture line up, the top growth begins to stretch. By that time, pushing a cage into the bed or driving a stake near the stem can damage young roots spreading to the planting area. Unsupported tomato plants may lean after rain, bend in wind, or rest their lower leaves and stems on damp soil. That contact can increase soil splash, make pest inspection harder, and create shaded, humid pockets around the base of the plant. You may notice twisted stems, broken side shoots, or fruit clusters later sitting too close to the ground. The better habit is to install support at planting time, or within the first few days. Choose a support based on the tomato type. Sturdy cages for bushier plants, stakes, or trellises for pruned indeterminate tomatoes. Tie stems loosely as they grow, leaving room for thickening. Good support does not force the plant. It guides it. And the final mistake comes from ignoring what May weather can still do after planting day. Number 7 mistake is ignoring May weather swings after planting. May planting can give tomatoes a strong start, but the month is rarely as steady as it looks on a sunny afternoon. One day may bring warm soil and calm air, while the next brings cold rain, drying wind, or a sudden drop in nighttime temperature. Many gardeners make the mistake of treating planting day as the finish line, when it is really the beginning of the tomato plant's adjustment period. This happens because tomatoes often look fine right after transplanting. The leaves may stand upright, the stem may look firm, and the soil may still be moist from the first watering. But during the next week, the plant is balancing root recovery with changing weather. Cool nights can slow root activity. Strong wind can pull moisture from leaves faster than young roots can replace it. Heavy rain can compact loose soil around the transplant or leave roots sitting in conditions that are wetter than tomatoes prefer. The signs are usually mixed rather than dramatic. You may see slight leaf curling, slowed growth, pale new leaves when tattered edges, or plants that wilt in the afternoon but recover overnight. These clues tell you the plant is still settling in. A better approach is to watch the forecast for the first 10 to 14 days after planting. Use row cover, cloches, or temporary wind protection when nights turn cool. Avoid watering again just because the surface looks dry. Check the soil a few inches down. After heavy rain, gently loosen crusted soil nearby without disturbing the roots. May tomatoes do best when gardeners stay observant, adjust calmly, and help the plant through those early weather shifts.